So day one was a sea of people in the hallways. And part of that was almost half our school was new. So we had the remaining 10th graders who rolled up. We had an entire 9th grade class come, and so they didn't know the facility. And you can do an amazing job with our link crew, which we did. We had a wonderful turnout with our link crew. But that's still a big building to kind of remember. I'm still like, where's so-and-so's room? So it's a big campus for kids that are coming from a middle school environment. So the hallways were indeed very packed. The second day they were packed because it was B Day. So a whole new set of classes. But by day 4, within about 4 or 5 minutes of passing period, those places where we see a lot of movement began to thin. So some of those glitches kind of took a few days to work. We still have some students that were waiting for some desks, but they have appropriate places to sit. We've gotten some chairs. All of those things, while they don't feel good, are kind of unfortunately a reality of what you've built your schedule for, and then these other students that show up that you didn't anticipate because they've moved in and they're enrolling in school the first or second day of school. So, we've monitored lunches as well, and those folks can speak about that. We do have lines that run out of food. Sometimes the buffalo chicken burger is a hot item, and it's really hard to predict that, but to say that there's no food would be a gross overstatement. Some of our lunch lines were long. We've worked with the kitchen staff around that, and we've tried to equalize when staff are going to lunch so that we make sure that one lunch isn't overburdened. But because the master schedule drives what we do, you typically have one lunch that's a little larger and takes longer to get through, and that's fourth lunch for us.
So we have on an average daily 30 different food choices for students, not 5, sorry. 30 of them that they can choose from. And yes, we did run out on the deli one day. We had some students that did not get a deli salad or a deli sandwich that they were looking for. But we also went from serving 1,000 meals to 1,600 meals a day. So we had some adjustment to do on increasing the numbers. We get the kids through from 10 to 11 minutes at lunch, which is, there's physically no faster way to get kids through, because they also have an unlimited garden bar that they can choose from and can come back to, which some kids are doing, which is really wonderful to see that kids are doing that. The third lunch, the last lunch, fourth lunch, is a little bit larger. We takes anywhere from 14 to 16 minutes the first 4 days. We're down now to about 13 minutes. Kids have kind of figured out what to do when they have to enter in the number and use their card, so they kind of have that figured out.
Principal Fox mentioned the second drill. I'll correct you if I can. Yes. That was not a drill. That was a sensor that went off. That was an actual alarm that was transmitted to the alarm company that came. We dispatched the engine company. They responded to that alarm. That was unannounced. We did not know. In fact, my phone started ringing. What are you doing? I'm not doing anything. What are we doing? So that was not we would not consider that a drill. That is an alarm. We sent an engine company. They actually used their thermal imager to make sure there was no fire that was going on. And so we have verified with Principal Fox and the staff that that was indeed Brad, I got the number 3 minutes and 50 seconds on evacuation during a lunchtime, during passing time, which was one of the concerns that was out there. So I'm pleased with where we're at.
We added 6 additional routes to large buses. So we're at 36 now, and first couple of days were very hectic. We had some overcrowded buses, as I'm sure you've heard. The second week, the first 5 days, full 5 days week, we had rescue buses up there, as we call them, to take kids home. We were overloaded. We had one bus in particular that we were sitting 3 high school students to a seat. As you can imagine, that's not palatable. That's been resolved as of this week. So right now, I can say that we're doing pretty well up there.